Assalamu alaikum everyone. It's me Muhammad Fazil Hussain and I welcome you all to my English class. And in this class we'll be talking about sentence. As you know that there are 8 types of sentence in totals. So according to kinds, sentence is of 5 types, as you know, that assertive, interrogative, imperative, optative and exclamatory. But structurally our sentence is of 3 types, okay, and they are simple, complex and compound. Well, these kind of sentences often make our learners confused in the examinations when they are asked to change a sentence or transform a sentence from simple to complex or compound. They find it really very difficult. Okay, so in this class I will try to teach these 3 types of sentence, I mean simple, complex and compound, in a more easy way so that you can easily answer it in your examination. Okay, so hope you will be with us and watch the whole video, because if you don't watch the whole video you can't get the good idea. Okay, so let's get started. So first of all, simple sentence. Okay, so what is simple sentence? How do you know that this is simple sentence and this one is complex or compound sentence? How do you know that? Okay, so there are some basic principles. Seeing these basic principles you can understand that whether it is simple, complex or compound. Okay, so simple sentence normally has subject and a finite verb. Okay, so now you can ask me, sir, what is finite verb? Okay, so it's very simple. The verb which we use according to number, person and tense is called finite verb. Okay, so the verb which is used according to tense is called finite verb. Okay, so simple sentence is really simple. Okay, it just carries one subject and a finite verb. And what about complex sentence? So complex sentence, if you see this 3 things, like in complex sentence there must be a principal clause or independent clause. Okay, and then one subordinate clause, and this principal clause and subordinate clause often connected with conjunction or connectors. What are the conjunction or connectors? Like if, though, although, as, since and who, which, what. These are the connectors that. Okay, so these connectors will be used in complex sentence. All right, so I repeat, in complex sentence you will have a principal clause, one subordinate clause, and these 2 clauses often connected with conjunctions or connectors like if, though. These are the connectors. All right, and now what about compound sentence? Okay, so compound sentence, normally compound sentence has 2 principal clause. Okay, there will be no subordinate clause in compound sentence. Okay, and these 2 principal clauses often connected with conjunctions like normally and or but. Okay, so normally we use and or but in compound sentence to connect 2 clauses. Okay, and there are some other conjunctions too, like either dot dot or, neither dot dot nor, not only but also, because. Okay, so these are the conjunctions that we use normally in compound sentence. All right, so this was all about simple, complex and compound sentence and how you understand that this is simple and complex sentence. Okay, now I will show you 3 examples of these 3 sentences, simple, complex and compound, and you will have to tell me which one is simple and which one is complex or compound. Okay, all right, so let's find out the simple, complex and compound sentence from these 3 examples. All right, okay, so the first one, English is an easy language. So this is the first sentence. As you can see here, English is an easy language. So can you just tell me, is it simple, complex or compound? What do you think about it? Okay, let me just help you. So English is subject, right? Is finite verb, FV, and this one is object. So if we just try to find out the principles, so we can say that this is simple sentence because this sentence has a subject and a finite verb and the rest of the part. So this is simple sentence. All right. Look at the second example. Though he knows English, he can't speak English. Okay. Though he knows English, he can't speak English. Or you can say, though I know English, I can't speak. Okay. So what do you think? Is this compound or complex sentence? Yes, you are right. So this one is complex sentence because this sentence has a principal clause and a subordinate clause. Okay. So how do you understand that this is principal and this one is subordinate clause? So normally if you just separate a sentence and if this sentence can express its meaning automatically or without depending on any other clause, that will be principal clause. But if you see a clause depends on another clause to express its meaning, that will be subordinate clause. So for example, though he knows English, what do you think this part? Is this a principal clause or subordinate clause? Though he knows English, if you just stop right here, it doesn't make any sense. Okay, so this sentence can make a meaning. So we can easily say that this is subordinate clause. When I say he can't speak English, this one is principal clause because if you just separate this sentence, he can't speak English, this very sentence can express its meaning. So this is, of course, this is principal clause. Okay, but this sentence is subordinate clause. And there is another technique of finding subordinate clause, that subordinate clause always starts with conjunction or connectors. I mean, at the beginning of the subordinate clause, you will always find a connector or the conjunction. Okay. For example, though. So though is connector, right, or conjunction. So this part of sentence is subordinate clause, and he can't speak English. This is principal clause because principal clause doesn't need any other clause to depend on. Okay, because it can express its meaning independently. All right. So though he knows English is subordinate clause and he can't speak English, this one is independent clause. Hope is clear. Okay. So look at the third example. So second one is complex sentence. Clear? All right. Look at the third sentence. He knows English but he can't speak English. Okay. For example, Mr. Rahman knows English but he can't speak English. Okay, Ms. Nasim knows English but he can't speak English. Okay, you can say Mr. Rahman is a doctor and he is my brother. So these are the sentence normally compound sentences because look at this carefully. He knows English, this is one clause, and he can't speak English, this one is another principal clause. So these two principal clause, I mean, if you just separate these two sentences, he knows English, it can easily express its meaning. So this is principal clause. He can't speak English, this can also express its meaning depending on another clause. So these two clauses are principal clause, PC. Okay, PC means principal clause, and these two principal clause is connected with conjunction but, and this one is called conjunction, and normally we use in compound sentence, we use most of the time we use and or but. Okay, so these two principal clauses connected with this conjunction. So we can say that this, I mean, sentence number 3 is compound sentence. All right, because it has two principal clause and one conjunction but. So this is the one conjunction. So hope you understand it, and if you have any question about the class, you can just let us know in the comment box so that we can discuss this in the next class. Okay, so dear students, hope you will practice it. So practice, practice and practice, because practice will make you perfect. And this is Corona situation. I just tell you to stay safe and just try to wash your hands every time when you are out of home. Okay, and when you are just go out and come back home, you need to wash your hands at least 20 seconds with soap or liquid. So thank you and see you in the next class. Bye bye.